Hello, everyone. And today we're going to talk about marijuana use based on the Missouri Student Survey 2020 or Service Area 1. My name is Cory Eslinger, and I am a prevention specialist with Preferred Family Healthcare. And my service area contains the counties listed down in the bottom right corner, along with our contact information, website, and Facebook page. So, what is the Missouri Student Survey? It is the survey given to youth in a school, completely optional, and there are four core national outcomes that are looked at heavily. And this could be parental approval, risk of harm, 30-day use, and age of first use. We're going to look at each one of those and kind of give some insight onto what the data shows and what the youth are reporting. So, parental approval. What does that mean? This means parents would approve or disapprove if their youth used that substance. And when the youth were surveyed, we found out they reported 81% of their parents would disapprove if they used marijuana. And this is one of those statistics that can get a little confusing. So when we look at 81% of parents would disapprove, that also means that 19% would approve if their youth used. And this can be kind of alarming to most folks. The big question everybody has and still debating, is it harmful? Well, according to our youth, only 74.5% of them believe that they would risk harm if they used marijuana. Now, there's lots of options as to why they believe this, whether it's a social norm, parental approval, the media. We're going through a big legalization push, medicinal use of marijuana. So they're showing that, hey, marijuana has good benefits. So these are all things or factors that can impact this question in particular. Now, when we look at the past 30-day use, this could be the youth are taking it in anywhere between January to April. And so whenever they get that test, have they used this substance within the last 30 days? So take in mind, depending on when it was taken, this could fluctuate quite a bit. But according to the survey this year for Service Area 1, 4.2% of students used marijuana in the past 30 days. Then we wonder, okay, well, we know the parental approval or disapproval rate, we know the risk of harm, and we know the past 30-day use. But how young are kids actually initiating the first use of marijuana? Well, collectively from Service Area 1, the average age of first use was 14.3 years old. And we wonder what's going on with some of these other states, right? They're normalizing recreational use, medicinal use, legalizing marijuana use. And so when we look at those four key components, and here I've thrown in a little extra, low perception of harm. We have a parental approval rating. Wrong to use is low, and easy to obtain is fairly high on the scale when it's looked amongst other substances, such as RX. RX was the most easiest substance to obtain, marijuana falling second easiest to obtain. In our infographic here, we see that marijuana is broken down for Colorado as a percent of DUIs or drivers under the influence of drugs DUIDs, and it's went up each year, in 2016 being 17%. And if we look at the bottom part of this, it shows marijuana only, 385 for 2016. And then we bump to the next column and it shows involving marijuana, so some substance and maybe marijuana, 767. And then when we look at all drivers under the influence, there's less than 300 that make up the other, which could be prescription drugs or alcohol and potentially other substances, but those are the top three that we're looking at. And as you can see, it causes big impacts in these communities. So what can we do as a community, as a group, as a coalition? How do we make a difference? I've attached a link to a Facebook advocacy campaign that talks about whenthesmokeclears.org. And they focus predominantly on education, not right or wrong, just education based on the facts. And so there's an example for you there, as well as we just need to join a cause, educate, advocate, and never stop being a voice for or with your youth. Of course, we always like to have our youth involved, so the more the better, but this is a good start. And how you can do this is by using our sunscreen for prevention, the SPIF. You can work with your prevention specialist in your area to come across innovative ways to create a plan to assess increased capacity, plan implementation to affect change in your community. So, as you remember, my contact information, email, and name here. Feel free to reach out to us if you're unsure of where your nearest prevention specialist is located, and we can help out with that. And I want to thank you for viewing this video today, and hopefully it was insightful. Thank you.